Hi, this segment's on the essential Quaker structure of monthly meeting. So after meeting for worship and the spiritual companions created a real vitality and fervor in the movement, meeting for business was set up to add some discipline to the faith and practice. Monthly meetings began for friends to come and testify to how they were being changed and shaped and guided. Because the Spirit is universally recognizable by others, especially those who have made a commitment to spiritual life, a significant test of discernment among friends became meeting and gathering monthly for individuals to testify to how they were being changed and shaped and guided by the Spirit, and to receive feedback from others. Can you see that too? Do you feel that life and the power of the Spirit in this or not? So monthly meeting is a uniquely Quaker practice. And this work of this personal testifying, of asking for and receiving feedback and documenting the testimony, it changes us both individually and collectively as a people. So doing the work on personal testimony first then changes the very nature of our discernment on collective matters and the settlement of disputes. So start with personal testimony. And the things that are important to testify to are the things that we learn that we need to have or to let go of in order to stay aware of and grounded in the Spirit. This is putting our life in order to be available and prepared. The other one is how the Spirit is changing, guiding and changing me. And then there's also how the Spirit, through love and conscience, is prospering. What are the fruits? What are the fruits of this experiment we have with the Spirit in our lives? So following Michael Sheeran's observation in Beyond Majority Rule, first we ask, is the testimony clear? And we allow for questions of clarification. So we need to make sure that we're clear. Then we invite members to share their response or feedback focused on just one thing alone. Can you sense the power and the life of the Spirit in it? It's not a question of whether you like it, whether you agree with it, whether you understand it. There's only one question. Does it ring true in the speaker? Do you have that sense of the Spirit in it? So we often don't like or agree with the truth. If I were God, it would be different, but I'm just not God. And so it isn't that we agree with it. It isn't that we like it. We may not even understand it, but we can still sense whether that rings true or not, whether that you can still sense whether the Spirit is alive and moving within it or not, or whether it's coming out of some distortion or some distress or some other voice. And this is the feedback that we can give to people. Answering this question isn't about judgment. It's purely about information. It's not whether or not it's true or whether or not the Spirit is alive in it. It's whether or not I feel it. And I can just tell you that and give you that as information for you. If the community affirms the life and power of the Spirit within a testimony, then you document whether it's true for the one that brought it forward, for a few people in the meeting, or for everyone. And if it's true for everyone, you enter it in the minutes of the meeting as a testimony of the meeting itself. And if that occurs, then you send that to your neighboring monthly meetings and ask them to do the same thing for the meeting that the meeting did for the individual, to give feedback. Does it ring true? Does it feel like it has the life and the power and the Spirit, or is it coming out of our own ego or distortion or distress or whatever? And then the same thing occurs again. Meetings either say yes for you or maybe for a few meetings, or all of the meetings say, whoa, me too, us too, us too, us too, us too. And then it comes to the yearly meeting and is recorded in the yearly meeting, Faith and Practice. And so new corporate testimonies grow out as a byproduct of this practice of friends testifying in the monthly meeting. And then sharing it within the quarterly meetings or the yearly meetings as is appropriate. Then we attend to any of the sufferings for love and conscience sake that occur from the practice, from the carrying out and the application of the testimony affirmed by the meeting. So, friends might not be able to, we can't rescue each other from our lives or from our situations. There may be a lot of suffering. It may be difficult, but at least we will be there with each other, and we will attend to the sufferings of each other for love and conscience sake. Now, after attending to the personal testimony and to the sufferings, then we turn our attention to the decisions or the disputes within the community. Distinguishing, at that point, what you really need to do is distinguish between what is an item that actually needs spiritual discernment and what is something that might need sort of pastoral care or counseling, and what is it that just needs somebody to get it done or make the decision or move on. And this, it's really good to ask this openly, not to try to get really smart about doing it and do it yourself, but to ask openly in the meeting about this, so that many, many people in the meeting get skillful at making that distinction, and that really strengthens the meeting. It's good to do it also openly, so that you ask for feedback, like, we made the decision that this just needed to be done by somebody. It really doesn't need spiritual discernment. And welcome the feedback from the meeting. Does that seem right to you? Or do you feel like there's some spiritual discernment we need to attend to? So you really need to accept, do it openly and accept the feedback. Once an item is clear, then we open to the Spirit. We listen quietly, and we try to speak honestly. State simply whatever truths are within you. Don't speculate about other people. Don't speculate that somebody might. Really listen within what you know to be true, and trust that the Spirit will work within us and will heal and will guide us. If an individual feels so strongly that they wish to stand in the way or stand aside from a meeting decision, then it's the responsibility of the group to stop and really explore their concern with them, and to see what kernels of truth are there that we really need to attend to. It's very important to attend to the truth that comes through all of us, whatever those different packages may look like or feel like. We need to pay attention to them. And and to the degree to which there's the life and the truth in it, we will be changed by that attention. If we have come back and we have a sense that the sense of the meeting has not changed, it is also our obligation to state that, to be clear about that also, and to move forward with the sense of the meeting. Now, if an objection is very strong, or if somebody is standing aside, I guess whether it's strong or not, it's good for the group to invite the person to kind of articulate what their hesitation is or what their concern is, and to actually minute that too. The meeting, there was a sense of the meeting to move forward on this, but one friend stood aside with a concern for X, because later on, as we're doing the work, when we run into trouble, we might discover that the roots of those trouble were in the concern that this friend had. So it's a real gift to the meeting to express your concerns clearly, and to even have those recorded in the meeting. So the monthly meeting attends to personal testimony on how the Spirit is working and changing and shaping our lives. It attends to meeting concerns and disputes that require spiritual discernment. And this results in generating new testimonies for us as a people.